We have now got a keynote session from Pedro Pereira, America's Vice President, Head of Sustainability Solutions Go-to-Market at SAP, and he is going to be chatting all things AI for sustainable business transformation. If we can have a warm hand for Pedro, please.
Very good, very good. Second day of Sustainability Live. That's an amazing experience so far. Who's been learning a lot? I am. And who is convinced by now that sustainability is core to any business operation? Please show your hands, right? Who is not convinced? Also show your hand, right? That speaks a lot about my presentation. I will try not to convince you anything sustainability. I think we are all converted here. We need to take it to the next level. And I will talk about AI, but not AI from the technology only, but AI from a leadership perspective. How we can face AI and use it for good. Sounds good to you? Now, I've been learning a lot recently, and one of the things I learned is something called vibe coding. Show of hands who knows what vibe coding is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's amazing, right? There are new concepts that are coming in our way that they are growing from, YouTube channels, new tools and technologies. And this is the kind of thing that might transform the way we work, the way we do things. I've been completing 25 years experience, and it's a technical side. I started technically, then I moved to business and strategy. And I was the one, just a few years ago, that I would go to my friends and colleagues and I would teach them how to use cloud technologies, how to really leverage the internet the best way possible. I was the one guiding and teaching. And now I find myself learning from very young people like Nate. He's talking about AI workflows, and he's on the internet teaching communities how to build your own workflow, and a workflow that triggers from the context of AI and dynamically achieve the results by guiding those workflows through a search on Perplexity, which is one of the LLMs that do search, that goes to a ChatGPT that kind of show what to do next, and then you connect with an internal system, and from that system, like a CRM, you can do some action and so on and so forth. So AI workflows. And I was looking at those two elements and like AI workflows and vibe coding. Just so you know, vibe coding is extremely cool. Imagine you want a new application of Scope 3 emissions, and instead of asking the IT department, you go and talk to a system about your requirements. Hey, I want a Scope 3 emissions that goes to a system that takes that information, use GHG protocol, and do the calculation and show in a dashboard this way. Imagine that you speak to it with your own language, and it does all the code by itself. How amazing it is. It is available today, and there is a new group of people that are learning those capabilities, and they will come to the marketplace. All of that combined made me think of the evolution of leadership. We've seen leadership evolving from command and control, right? The old days where traditional hierarchies would be set and we have to kind of tell the employees what to do. And then we moved on to an empowerment and coaching, which probably most of us focus nowadays, right? We want our people to be really focused on learning, the growth mindset. We focus on the people and we help them grow. But when I see AI growing and the abilities of those AI capabilities, I think of a 3.0 moment for all of us, which is human and AI orchestration. And the key word here is orchestration. It's so important that I want all of us to say it together in 3. 1, 2, 3, orchestration. This is how we're going to be measured in the future, by combining both the people we work with and the agents that do the workflows and the vibe codings on its own, and bringing them together for a purpose. Does that make sense so far? Is it crazy enough for you, or can I continue? Great. So, in order to prepare ourselves for this new wave of leadership, there are 3 key aspects that I believe we need to tackle. Well, I work for SAP. Who heard of SAP before? Show of hands. It's a quite big company that helps organizations with their business processes. And when we look at sustainability and those business processes, there are 3 elements that we have to tackle. The first one is how can we embed sustainability in the day-to-day operations? And that means that we have to go into every application and make sure that sustainability is in there. Let me give you more details about that. Any company that claims to be sustainable must have sustainable business processes. It is impossible to go and do a marketing campaign and saying, you know, I embrace sustainability, I have ambitions, I love the topic. But when you go under the hood, you see that the processes are not connected to the expectation that they are creating in the media. And organizations, they are organized by business processes. You have what we call a business suite that brings together assets, services, sales, manufacturing, R&D. All those practices should be coexisting and working together. Who have heard of the term ERP? Show of hands. It's the Enterprise Resources Planning. This is a very important concept for organizations to grow and scale worldwide. And that's what SAP has been doing for many, many years. But when the ERP concept was designed, the key focus there was the shareholders, meaning generating value for the shareholders that is mostly financial. Now, we see that the R of the ERP must evolve to resources that go beyond the financials. And for that, we need to start embedding sustainability attributes to this entire combined process. When I have a purchase order, when I have a process that starts in the ERP, that must have sustainability attributes embedded to it. So at the minute the process happens, I have the information at hand. There are several macro processes when we do this kind of transformation. Lead to cash, source to pay, idea to market. And I'm going to give you just one example here for you in a very simple screen of systems out there that is the purchase order. Who have seen a purchase order before? Many of us, right? It's a very common area in the system. The thing here is, if we look at the traditional information in a purchase order, you will have price, delivery, quantity, all traditional information. When we speak that sustainability must be embedded, it means that that very screen that's so traditional, many organizations rely on it, must add new attributes like, what is the carbon footprint of that purchase that I'm just making right now? If that is not embedded in that system, it means that I'm making a decision of that purchase order without taking into consideration any sustainability attribute, right? So it's as simple as that. When we talk about embedding sustainability, it means that everything must be part of the day-to-day applications of an organization. And when we look at the entire suite of applications an organization like yours will have, there are so many areas like the purchase order that we can leverage in order to have sustainability attributes embedded. Now, the vision from SAP was to leverage what we know best, which is how we can manage carbon, the footprint of sustainability in sync with financials. Because let's agree that every time there is a financial transaction, I could also have a sustainability calculation, isn't it? But why I have to do all the transactions and after the fact, I hire a consulting company that download all that information and do the calculation and I have like just a view after the transaction happened. So the vision here is to create a transactional carbon accounting and doing that in a way that we have granularity at the point of the transaction. How do we do that? Well, basically, we are looking at applying the financial accounting principles to lead in the carbon accounting. At the top here in blue, you see an accounting practice. You have material, resources flowing through processes in organizations. You have logistics, receipts, and all of that goes to a general journal, a ledger, a financial ledger, isn't it? This is what makes organizations aligned to grow globally and to give their investors a financial view in an integrated way, in a consolidated way. Well, we are not reinventing the wheel. When we talk about sustainability, we need now a green ledger that works in parallel to the financial ledger so that I have that information combined. So whenever I have a materials flow, I also have a carbon calculation. Whenever I go for my group financial accounting report, that is a mirror of what I'm doing in sustainability as well. So that is the vision. This is where you embed sustainability in every business processes. Which brings us to the second step of our challenge, which is organizing the data and preparing that data with a data model for using AI. How do we look into data models nowadays? We need to prepare it. And I have a very important topic here for you. The challenge is that we have to connect all the data ecosystems of an organization. Easier said than done. We need to have it audit ready because the regulation and the way we are approaching this is coming close to the financial auditing processes. So we need to have the same criteria for the financial and sustainability information and provide cross-domain insights. Right now, the IT organizations, they are working on what we call data products. That they are organizing the information like, the core enterprise, finance, spend, people, customer, supply chain, all those areas, line of businesses, they are coming together as data products that together they become a data package that can be consumed by the intelligent applications, being it a business intelligence, being it a machine learning model, being it a LLM, a large language model. We need that context to make those decisions. What we're looking at here is the ability to embed sustainability attributes as part of that mix of information. And I will give you a very reason why we need to do that properly. Now that we have one sustainability model, right, we are able to go and talk about AI in a very effective way. We have the data. We are ready for that. So one sustainability model means that we collect that information. It means that we give the C-suite, the people that need to make decisions, the ability to pick and choose the metrics that are most important to them. And when we do that, we track against the ambitions, every single metric. And just one thing, I'm going through here and I noticed that it's not going there. So if you guys can sync the slides here and there, I think they are seeing the same slide. This one, not showing that. I want the best experience for everybody. Otherwise it will be boring. This is my most busy slide. It was supposed to be going very fast. Can we switch it?
We're working on it.
All right, so far, does that make sense to you? I'm trying to be very specific on the steps we have to do that because as leaders, we'll have to prepare for this new wave of AI. And without embedded applications, without data, we'll not be able to explore the maximum of those possibilities out there. And you see, when we speak here to all of you, we have always to come up with great ideas while we are fixing those technical glitches. Any questions so far? Yes?
When we're thinking about the green ledger, can you speak to organizational change challenges that you're having, companies implementing this concept of a green ledger, and it being kind of a new concept and comparing it to a general ledger, for example? Can you speak to challenges?
That's a very good question. The way we see it, it should not be a huge project to kind of be there available for everybody, because those business processes for the general ledger, they are happening, in the day-to-day. You don't even think about it. You just have that consolidated on your reports on your day-to-day, isn't it? So the technology must be applicable in a way that process also triggers a calculation in the ledger so that we can feed the ledger. So the ledger exists, regardless how the information is being treated. You need to make sure that they are in sync. So it's not a big transformation organizationally from the point of view of the people, because the processes they are happening, it's a pure automation. So it's really you as sustainability going to your IT teams and saying, I want to make sure that whenever I have a financial transaction, I have a sustainability calculation. That is the way we see this going. Great, so now we are ready to talk about this going forward. So we've been talking about this data model, we've been talking about the ability to combine all these data products in packages that can be consumed with a sustainability data model in different areas of the organization. If a finance intelligence project is being developed, they will not do finance without taking into consideration the sustainability information. If I'm having someone in the customer experience doing something with intelligence in that area, I need sustainability information to feed in. We've been speaking about circular economy, design to operate kind of principles. These must include the sustainability elements. And when we do that, this is what we have to offer to create alignment across all the stakeholders. Number one, the ability to pick and choose which are the metrics that are most relevant. Second, I need to compare what are the ambitions of the organization against the actual results of the day-to-day. This goes beyond reporting. This is about alignment. This is about decision-making in the day-to-day of the organization. And finally, I have information at my fingertips, scope 1, 2, and 3. I mean, if I ask you right now to open up like a mobile app with your scope 1, 2, and 3, who is able to show that right now? Not many people. I've been asking CFOs and CEOs the same question, and they say, I have a simple way to do that. Just call Maria. She has all that information and it's all good, right? And for reporting, it's important. For decision making, it is important. But the key breakthrough is when that information feeds the financial decisions, when we have the merge. Right? And when we promote the merge here, then we have this concept of a green ledger. A green ledger that helps you analyze your P&L, and at the same time you're looking at your P&L, the financial measures, you have parallelly your scope 1, 2, and 3 in each line of your P&L. This is really showing how much the efforts of the sustainability department is impacting the day-to-day of the organization. Great. So with all that comes a key issue, and perhaps the most important information I want to bring here and alert all of you. Hallucination control. We have heard a lot about AI and hallucination. When it comes to sustainability, it's even worse, because if we talk about a hallucination in marketing, that can be embarrassing, maybe affecting the reputation. But if we have hallucination in the sustainability reporting, in the sustainability discussion, this could impact in our regulatory violations, greenwashing. There is so much against us that can come if we don't prepare our AI capabilities across the organization. I'm not talking sustainability here. I'm talking sustainability as an enabler to avoid the organization to go into a path that they will regret. Right? We see an environment where CEOs and the C-level will have chatbots like this one, or agents that they will talk to, and they will ask questions. Hey, how was my financial performance last year? And what are my risk exposure in Europe? If my risk exposure in Europe doesn't consider EUDR, doesn't consider CSRD, doesn't consider any of those regulations of sustainability with real data, the model might hallucinate and guide our leaders in the wrong direction. So it's almost our responsibility now to embrace it and make it work. Now we are ready to go to the last step here, which is AI for sustainability at scale. Now we are confident, we have the data, our day-to-day applications work. Let's talk about AI here. We've been experimenting with a lot of use cases, right? So we've been looking at product compliance solutions with compliance information. We've been looking at the traceability of declaration being done with AI. We've been looking at emissions factors mapping, right? The LCA's experts that needs to do all that mapping. Why am I going to waste a valuable time of that individual if I can help them just with an AI model that can do that on their own? There is so much now that it's done with AI. One great example that we've seen a lot of help here is like CSRD. And CSRD, you have to generate a report. And what if you use generative AI to build a report? So you select the period that you want that report in. You can generate all that information is there available on your control tower of sustainability. And there you go. You have a report that is generated using the best of the generative AI. That's what it's good for. But it does that in a very structured way with memory of all your sustainability information. This is the key here for us to start leveraging those kind of things. I can think of so many customers that I could talk to you about that are doing most of this, but one of them that I have here is Ambipar. It's a company that are in 40 countries. Ambipar, they have an ecological transformation at the core of their mission. And to achieve that and to grow worldwide, they started integrating sustainability in every business process. And they treated so carefully that they acquired a company that generates carbon credits. And when they say they are net zero, they are providing the credits, they are using that for themselves. They know the calculation from that kind of approach that I was showing you, that you do the calculation in the moment you do the process and everything. It goes to a platform that they have developed that have all their carbon credits, and they can offset in real time their operations. And they made that available for their own operation, and what makes me proud is that they made it available for everybody else. So their own platform with carbon credits integrated with the ERP system is available through the SAP store for any company that wants to do the same approach. So not only that they are doing sustainability for their own competitive advantage, but they are using the sustainability data to create new business models. And it makes me so proud that they are going into that direction and thinking this way, because it shows that sustainability is not cost. Sustainability can be a profit center as well. Now turning to all of us, and this is the core of the message here. The challenge is how we can teach our own workflows to AI agents. Remember Nate? Nate was there, showing us how you can create those workflows and create nodes of intelligence and bring your own intelligence to that workflow. And when I see that, it's a challenge for all of us to go from a human-led to an AI-augmented sustainability processes. And this will not happen by itself, right? It's for us to put it to work. Think of sustainability workflows becoming institutional knowledge in your organization, working 24/7, beyond the experts that we can hire and we can maintain in our day-to-day. This is where sustainability and AI will come together. We will have to teach those agents. And to finalize, we need new metrics for this new environment. We're talking about AI-first enterprises. The traditional leaderships, they are talking about team size, budget management, team performance. We, in this room, that embrace AI for sustainability, we need to have velocity in terms of deploying those agents with our own workflows. We need to have an automation that give an impact and measure that impact so that the organization, invests more in this kind of things. And I finish here with a thought that I believe will lead our careers in the future. I take that for me, and I think it's for everybody. That the most successful leaders in the AI era won't be those with the most people reporting to them, but those who can effectively orchestrate teams of both humans and AI agents to achieve unprecedented outcomes. That's the future that is for us to build right now. And with that, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Pedro. Absolutely a treat. I feel like your energy is just so infectious. And I think
for lunch, I need to give them something to talk about during lunch.
they're going to leave here just absolutely buzzing with ideas. We actually don't have time for questions, I'm afraid, but Pedro is going to be about, if anyone wants to grab him, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You can ask your questions one-on-one. So another round of applause for Pedro, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's enjoy. Thank you.